It is Friday, the 10th of January, 2020. I'm working on a really exciting altcoin video right now. It's taking up all my time, but I got to go through this Bitcoin video to keep current at what's going on with our indicators. So let's just quickly go through them here. I am super stoked about altcoins. Look at Ethereum making this bottom formation. If you've taken that free training over on the website, scroll down to the very bottom, put your email address in, open up the study guide and go through that 27-minute webinar right now. It's probably the most important thing I can possibly give to you as a training gift from myself to my past self. I wish I could have learned this stuff years ago. Go and take that webinar right now before these things take off. You will have regret if you don't grab this information right now. You've heard about it, you put it off till later, and this is all going to go by you. You're going to look back and say, if only I would have paid attention and done this at this time. Right now, we can see that our weekly view of the relative strength index has pulled up a little bit, as we've seen in the past, right through here, but I'm still watching to see if we're running out of steam at the top of this candle right now. Let's put my markings back in here and zoom in, and I'll show you a little bit more. As we go to the daily, it kind of matches in here. We can see we've got the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. We've got the crossover on the 12-hour EMA, and that is the trading signal when it breaks out here. We talk about this all the time in all sorts of different videos. So this is a legit buy signal right there, and I'm still kind of thinking that it's not going to go anywhere, and we're probably going to be fading back. So that's what I'm watching for. And you can see here, I've got a lot of lines drawn in, but they're made for the 12-hour chart. You can see here what I'm looking for in the relative strength index, that in the downtrend or sideways, we've got a different setup here. So when we're building for the uptrend, we've got the RSI peaking, pulling back, peaking, pulling back, peaking from the midline. When we're in the downtrend, we have it bottoming, pulling back, bottoming to the midline, bottoming. And if we break this trend line again, to me, that is pulling us down. We've got to hold above this midline in the RSI now as we're going through this. So should this continue and stay above these levels, no worries, we're all good. But as it comes back to retest these levels and the RSI on the 12-hour here is breaking down below the midline, that will be a confirmation of a trend change, that is the 1, 2, 3 top formation breaking down rather than the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation staying strong. Overall, for the next while, we're going to see Bitcoin being pretty frustrating. It's not going to really go and trend anywhere, I don't think. Let's jump into the on balance volume. So here I am still watching for this to go positive, and I gotta say that it's showing me the zipper right now. What's the zipper? When it goes from red to green to red to green, it looks like a zipper. And every time I've seen that, it's been bearish. Let's go to the daily time frame. I want to see the nature of the buying here as we're going across these two tops here, because we can still see this is stronger buying and this is not as strong. That's bearish. Let's zoom in. The 12-hour time frame, so we've got strength and less strength here, as we did here, strength and less strength. Let's see how this pans out as we go along through time. The 4-hour strength and quite a bit less strength. This really has to get off of its duff here to pull itself up. 1-hour time frame, a lot of dumping here. Is this enough? That's the zipper again. I'm really wary of when I see the zipper. Let's watch to see how this plays out. Let's see what the other indicators are telling us. Are we getting bullish divergences here? Let's check out the MACD. On the weekly time frame, it is coming up to cross positive, and that'll be huge if it does. I'll really pay attention to that. And yet let's zoom in to see what we're going on the closer time frames. This still looks good on the daily. We have good, strong histograms here. It doesn't look like it's running out of steam right now. On the 12-hour, okay, we can see those histograms are pulling back a little bit. This is coming to cross. All right, so the 4-hour is giving us the potential. 1, 2, 3 top formation here, maybe. It has crossed over negative, so should this maintain its negative stance and pull back and these histograms lengthen as we're doing this, that's bearish. And we got some pretty specific things going on here. If this crosses to the positive, that'll be very bullish. And if we go to the 12-hour time frame and this flares back wider and we get longer histograms, that's bullish. But should this cross to the negative and we go negative histograms here, got to pay attention to that. The 1-hour time frame is crossed to the positive. Should this top out and start to pull back, I want to pay attention to that. Now for the Ichimoku cloud. Here on the weekly time frame, it is twisting to the negative just ever so slightly. We touched up underneath the cloud and eased our way back, and we are only Friday. We have a couple more days yet to see what this weekly wick finishes like. Let's zoom into the daily time frame. This is where I'm shopping for the sell signal in the downtrend. We had a couple of them already in this chart. And we can start off by looking at this one crossed to the positive and crossed negative. This one crossed to the positive and crossed negative. Here we had the cross to the positive outside of the chart. Now we're inside the cloud. If this crosses negative, that's our signal. If it goes positive and this stays where it is, that is a continuation of our 1, 2, 3 bottom buy signal, and all is well on this entry signal or the secondary entry signal that we had. Now let's zoom in on the 12-hour time frame. This is clearly a positive signal. Really good buy signal. We got the cross over here. Everything is positive here. This is crossed up through everything. We're good. This really verified the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation buy signal. And now that the price has gone up where it is, you could have your stop loss just above your entry, and it's a good idea just to sit and see what goes on. Now on the 4-hour time frame, another thing I'm watching for is that blue to cross below the red. That is the first of the bearish signals here. Let's go into the 1-hour time frame. We are below the cloud. We crossed to the bearish over here. We're below the cloud, struggling. We've got a big twist to the negative. So the 1-hour time frame is not giving us a buy signal in the uptrend. Actually looking pretty weak right there. And then the weekly Bollinger Bands. This is my intense study right now. As we're coming up close to the midline, I'm paying attention to what's going on. As we're doing a reversal wick, we've got a reversal wick, reversal wick, reversal wick. I am pretty bearish on all of this stuff when I see that, and we're still below the midline. Let's zoom in to see what more this is telling us. On the daily view, we came out into the mean reversion sell signal area. Outside of that third standard deviation is often a good place to take a short signal. Outside of the third standard deviation at the bottom is often a good place to take a buy signal. So let's continue to zoom in on this and see. The 12-hour, we nailed it the other day in the video. As we were doing it, this was coming up to the top. All of the other indicators were giving us a bearish divergence at that very moment. It was super clear, really awesome. That video, I think, will stand out in the test of time as a really good trading system right there, that whole video. And while that's all really awesome, you still have to use your risk control rules and assume that if the market comes back against you, that you're not going to hold a position if it's not proving you correct, no matter when you get in. And especially after we see that it's made the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation breakout and it could be now trending higher, then the Bollinger Band mean reversions get to be a lot higher risk. And I'm really keen to study all of this as it progresses through from a sideways action to a trend or reversing from that and coming back down. I want to map all of this stuff out. As we zoom into the 4-hour, we're doing the 1, 2, 3 top. We're across the midline here. On the 1-hour time frame, we're up into a mean reversion sell signal on this time frame, and we'll have to see how this pans out. We go into the 15-minute time frame. We're up a double top here. We have a big reversal wick and coming up to the double top. While we're in this overall formation, I am watching for this to be a double top and for it to come back. And we'll map this out over time to see what the changes are as this progresses. And of course, if you've been watching this stream for a while, you know my big passion is altcoins. I am super stoked about altcoins, and I'm going to finish this video right now because look at Bitcoin prices, what they're doing. Probably going to go sideways, but altcoins, look at Ethereum making this bottom formation. If you've taken that free training over on the website, scroll down to the very bottom, put your email address in, open up the study guide and go through that 27-minute webinar right now. It's probably the most important thing I can possibly give to you as a training gift from myself to my past self. I wish I could have learned this stuff years ago. Go and take that webinar right now before these things take off. You will have regret if you don't grab this information right now. You've heard about it, you put it off till later, and this is all going to go by you. You're going to look back and say, if only I would have paid attention and done this at this time. I'm off to complete the altcoin video because I'm diving into something that you can't be without. Really, I can't be without it. That's why I'm putting this work together and I'm making it available for you. I'll explain in the altcoin video, but I gotta go so I can finish it. Good luck with your Bitcoin today. I can't wait to see how this unfolds. Cheers. Bye for now.